Hi, my name is Sydney. I am a junior in the college, and today, come with me to Florence, Italy, and Villa Le Balze. Now, we're going to need to do a little bit more than just walking down this road to get to Florence because I am, in fact, studying abroad in Dublin, Ireland. So, of course, I'm going to need to get on a plane. I flew Ryanair from Dublin right into Naples and then took a quick train ride. Here's my amazing view of the Dolomites as I was flying to Italy. I then got picked up by my friend and arrived at the social hub, which is a student housing for all of the kids from Georgetown studying at Villa Le Balze. And as someone who's been in a very cold, rainy place, this outdoor courtyard felt absolutely amazing and rejuvenating. Equally rejuvenating was this McDonald's because I got in really late and it was the only place open. The next day was my first full day in Florence. And of course, we did all of the sightseeing, saw lots of beautiful things, stopped for an amazing lunch, and, just hung out. Then we were a little bit tired and decided to go back to the rooftop pool at the social hub. And the only thing better than the pool was the views of Florence from the roof. It was absolutely incredible. Then we also got to see even better views at sunset later that night with pretty much everybody else who was visiting Florence. The sunset was so pretty. And then we went ahead and stopped for dinner. My friend got ravioli, I got some amazing bolognese, and we also had bread, as every Italian meal is. We then went for my favorite meal of the day, of course, dessert, which had to be gelato. It was absolutely delicious. Then we went to bed. It was time for my second day. We woke up and went out for breakfast. I got some eggs, some bacon, and some toast, which was really good, and we then headed over to this rose garden, which had amazing views and also really, really pretty flowers. It also made for a great photo op. We went and got some pizza for lunch, because you have to. And then I got to fulfill my biggest request of the weekend, which was eating a cannoli, and it was, yes, every bit as good as it looks. We also stopped that night at a sports bar so that I could watch my beloved Buffalo Bills win. Then it was time for my third day, and this is the day that I go to Villa Le Balze. The bus ride to this small town above Florence where it is absolutely stunning through the hills. We then got off the bus and quickly headed for some breakfast at a cafe with, once again, if you're not sensing a theme, amazing views. Then we finally managed to walk down this road which leads us right into Villa Le Balze. And now I can give y'all a tour of Villa Le Balze. So as you walk in, there's a beautiful courtyard that sort of surrounds the actual learning building. And like with everything else in Florence, there are great views overlooking the city and also overlooking the hills that surround it and the countryside that the villa is located in. When you walk through, you'll notice this is all very old architecture, very Tuscan, very Florentine, and a large part of that is because the villa was actually a house that was donated to Georgetown to become a place where students would learn. So you have to remember when you're looking around that a lot of this was actually just someone's vacation home not too long ago. Once again, wanted to give you a sight of the great views because now you can imagine yourself to be in Italy like I'm doing recording this voiceover. Then, as you walk up, there is, yes, yet another courtyard. One of the things that I absolutely love is that not only is there so much greenery, but there are also so many flowers, and I witnessed so many incredible landscapers taking care of all of these flowers, and it just really adds to the whole Tuscan and Italian vibe. Then we get to the actual building. Once again, I'm going to show you the view. I've got to do it. And once you walk into the building, you'll see that there is this lovely little porch where students can sit on and overlook Florence. A lot of the sights that you'll see in Florence, like the Duomo, which I'm pointing to here, though it won't focus despite my best efforts, and lots of other famous buildings are all there right at your disposal for you to look at. So once you walk up to this porch, you'll see my friend studying up there. You then walk into the villa. In the villa, there's a little reception area where you might find people studying or hanging around. You then go down this hall and you'll see the dining area. Everybody at the villa gets served lunch during the day. It'll be a pasta, a salad, something like that, and they all sit in here and eat, which just looks absolutely lovely. Then you're going to head back down the hallway this way. I got a little bit turned around. And you'll also see that there's a little buffet sitting outside that just has some water, some coffee, and some fruits, which I definitely took advantage of before my flight to stock up on some food. This is a little library with a piano that was super cute and very rustic. That's my bag. And then in here is one of the classrooms in the villa. As you can see, like if you kind of squint a little bit, it almost looks like Healy, not really. But it definitely gives real classroom vibes, despite obviously, you looking out the window and seeing this, which is sort of nice. And students in the villa all take different classes. My friend is taking classes on Italian culture, Italian language, as well as some other classes that she would typically take at Georgetown that might fulfill her core requirements. Then we're going to go out here and we can quickly look out here at all of these crazy sculptures that are so cool and I'm sure have a really important and interesting meaning that I don't know what it is. Then it was unfortunately time to leave Florence, which was so sad, but I have to head back to school. So I got on a bus and then had a very long journey home, which involved, yes, another bus, which I will admit had great views. Then I tried to get on a train. There was an incident. I ended up biking to the airport, but I did eventually arrive at the airport in Bologna where I took off, had a quick layover in Brussels, and then finally saw the sea and the green of Ireland. I then headed back to my dorm and got a good night of sleep. Thank you so much, guys, for coming to Italy with me. It was a great time. I would highly recommend Villa Le Balze, and arrivederci!